welcome back to the channel, lads and ladies, and welcome to, well, what pretty much ended up being a Boarhound video. So I'm here to show off, what is this, the P-51D-10, Wetmore's P-51D-10 Mustang, and right away, I gotta say, it is a beautiful aircraft. And now that I've finished showing you a little bit of memes in the Boarhound, let's get into the skies. So, this is a look at my first few matches. You're not going to see experienced Mustang gameplay here. I do have the D20 Premium in my lineup, but I haven't spent a ton of time in it. I hear people raving about the Mustang, and at first, well, it sort of feels like a heavy BF-109, if that makes any sense, and that's not really what it is. If anything, it's a light P-47, which makes a lot of sense. Can we get the bombs? With the capability of... Aw, that's truly disappointing. My disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined. But this is not a ground strike aircraft, as I mentioned. It's more like a light P-47, but with 66 50 cals mounted in the wings. You do have the ability to punch through even. Was that an IS-1? Interesting. Yellow cannon breech? I'll take it. But look at the gorgeous beauty of this aircraft. This is part of one of the Steam packs that are currently, as of the making of this video, on sale 50% off during the summer sale. I have the Iron Armenians decal on one side of the fuselage and Dita's decal on the other. Both of these anime ladies, I say, very, very good decals to pick up. So if you find Dita or Iron's link in the description of their videos, Iron just got his decal going. What is that, a partnership program thing? Anyway, he's got a link in his videos. He should have them in the future. But I got while the getting was good during one of his live streams. Anyway, we're here to talk about Wetmore's P-51 Mustang. Just like the P-51D-20 or the North American versions of the lower tier P-51s you find at BR 4.7, this is essentially I like to call it a lightweight P-47. Forgive me, I know, it is a very different aircraft. It is intended to be a high-altitude escort fighter, and in those environments it tends to do well. But you're going to see this flying close air support in ground battles, and notice what I'm doing. We attack from high energy. In a diving attack, we pull out smoothly from our dive, and we fly away from the battlefield to regain our energy. This is not an aircraft that you want to yo-yo in. It's too heavy. It doesn't have the power to weight ratio. What it does have is mass and a fairly strong engine. It flies well in a straight line. It picks up speed reasonably well. It climbs well. It just doesn't retain energy when maneuvering. It's not designed for that. It performs well in high-speed maneuvers upwards of 300 miles per hour, but its performance in both energy retention, as I've mentioned, and turn rate really drop off once you drop below 200 miles per hour. So what you want to do is what you saw me doing, at least when it comes to ground attack, but also You want to keep that energy high. You want to keep regaining energy whenever you get the chance in a typical boom and zoom way. And as a boom and zoomer, this is a quality aircraft. But that's not news to anyone that's flown a P-47. As I mentioned, this is essentially the same thing as the P-47s you can find in the regular tech tree at 4.7 battle rating. You are able to carry a couple of 500-pound bombs and some HVARs if you want to the tune of 6 HVARs, but I'm not great with rockets, and even though the Mustang is more capable of getting them on target, as we notice an enemy at high altitude, we're not even going to deal with that. If he wants to play with us, we'll let him come play sometime. We have a Hetzer to take down. And I know that's not the historical name of the vehicle, but it has a history already. And in the game of War Thunder, a Hetzer's gonna hetz. Whether it hetzed in the past or it just has a future of hetzing, it's a Hetzer to me. The Jagdpanzer 38T, if you will. Again, notice our maneuver in a somewhat shallow climb of around 20-25 degrees. When you have some sauce on your speedometer, you can climb rather rapidly. A zoom climb works rather well for the Mustang, and we gain some altitude before we come back into the combat area. We hear an enemy airplane. This is from the profile, yep, BF-109. It's either a G or an F4. I'm thinking it's a G, and he's energy fighting us. Now, we came in to this dogfight with a little bit more energy than him, I think. And so that's what I'm trying to take advantage of here, turning below, trying to keep our speed up as close to 300 miles per hour as we can, dropping dangerously low here as you see, and yet we come out on top. He attempts to zoom away, and we're gonna start catching up to him here. Delayed pursuit, and then we nose up when the time is right. We need to get our guns on target, and that's where I fall short. I knew that I wasn't gonna win in another pass, so I really committed to that attack a bit too much. And honestly, the Mustang seems to be flying well enough on one wing. Why are you kicking me out of the plane? Anyway, that was my first fly out. You see, I have some things to learn, and just here's a little extra clip for you of what I was doing after the Mustang. Nice. And of course, the death gasp of that PE-8 sets both of our engines off, and we go down. But
you hit a PE-8 with a 75mm shell?
The disappointing survivability of the Grizzly
Did it go
side.
kaboom?
That was a lot of fun. It did indeed go boom. Back to the Boarhound. I know this is really a look at Wetmore's P-51, I promise. And yet, when you make a machine gun port shot from around 800 meters in the Boarhound, you just gotta show it off. It's not really fair of me to show these event vehicles. I'm not sure if the Boarhound is for sale in the marketplace or not, but honestly, with how much fun I've had with this vehicle, R3T20FAHS, I've already mentioned that very powerful anti-aircraft platform at 3.7 BR. It gets no love from me, I'll put it that way. But, well, we have our ways as well. We are the Boarhound, backing into our smoke cloud, trying to get a cheeky shot on him, and then we quickly reposition. Again, one of the strengths of the Boarhound. He's focused on someone else. He should have been looking at us, and we take him down. Anyway, I know this isn't a Boarhound video, but I just gotta share. This event vehicle was a lot of fun to unlock. The event wasn't too bad, and I was hoping that I would enjoy this armored car. I had no idea how much I would enjoy it. If you see this on sale or for sale in the marketplace, I would pay $15 to get this. So that's what it's worth to me. I've had enough fun that, I mean, I could see myself paying even more for it now, but it's hard to justify buying, what is this, a rank 2 3.7 battle rating vehicle for any more money than that. But it's definitely one of the most fun vehicles that I've played. I mean, look at what we're doing here. And this is something you can do with a lot of vehicles, but the Boarhound just seems to have that magic to it. It plays a lot like an M24, only it's an armored car, and that just makes it a little bit special. It's just really fun to bully these Panzer IVs. One downside, of course, is that the post-penetration effect of the cannon is not going to match up to the power of the 75 that the M24 has, but you make up for that in fire rate and muzzle velocity, so things sort of even out. And you know what? We were just here to get into the sky, so we played a little bit aggressively. 4 kills, I'll take it. Here we are in the Mustang, and already by this point I'm really starting to enjoy this aircraft. As I mentioned, I've played a little bit of Mustang, but I tend to spend more time in my P-47 just because of its ground strike capabilities. Now that I've played Wetmore's P-51, I really am starting to see what people are talking about. The Mustang can really generate a lot of energy in a short amount of time. It's not an energy fighter, you want to boom and zoom, but it is a fantastic boom and zoomer. Its high speed controllability is better than that of the P-47. Its guns are adequate. Its ammo loadout is American, and it really only falls short in, again, energy retention, but that's not a problem if you play your cards right. It's not one of those fighters that's going to be at the top of the meta. I would reserve that, honestly, for the BF-109 F4 at an even lower battle rating. I'd rather be in an F4, but that's just me. That's how I like to fly. The G56 is also a fantastic meta aircraft that you can face in the Mustang, but again, even in RRB matches where people are playing their cards a little more close to their chest, you can find a way to play your cards right in the P-51. So why spend, what is this, 15 bucks of real world money for a half off Steam pack? I wouldn't pay 30 bucks for this, I'll tell you right off the top. But I'd pay 15. I didn't. Thank you, Fridsel. But I would pay 15 bucks for this now. Would I have paid that much for this aircraft before? I mean, I already own a premium P-51 at the same battle rating. It is, to all intents and purposes, the same aircraft. Why would I pay another 15 bucks for this? Honestly, it's just pretty. It's the prettiest P-51 I ever did see. I love the fact that it's a historical model. I like that it's a unique and less common aircraft. As a collector, I love it. And again, with Dita's decal and irons fresh, this is a new decal. So go watch one of Iron's streams, find one of his videos that are just come out, and find that link to his what's it called? His affiliate link. That's what it is. Yes. Sorry for the awkwardness. It's late. I'm not being as brief as I really need to be, and you might have noticed that we're just kind of discussing things at this point in the video. It's a Mustang. What can I say? But Wetmore's Mustang is the prettiest of all Mustangs, in my humble opinion. The Mustang already a beautiful aircraft, and it makes a nice collector's item. Like all of the Steam packs that I've reviewed so far, the Wetmore's P-51, did I call it a 47? I meant P-51. Wetmore's P-51 pack is not the best deal in War Thunder. Not even close, not even when it's half off. But would I pay $15 for it? Yeah, I would. Because I'm stupid like that. Welcome back to the aircraft. And honestly, I've really enjoyed flying this Mustang. And it's starting to spark a love for the Mustang in me. It really ticks all the boxes for me. It can do a little bit of ground strike with its 2,000-pound bombs, which is, after a little bit of experimentation, my favorite ground strike loadout for it. As I mentioned, there are some other combinations, including HVARs or even M8 rockets if you want to. One day, could we please get the M8 anti-tank rockets? I feel that the meta of the game is more than ready for those, and it would be nice to be able to punch through anything. I think that could be a lot of fun. It's not like things carry a lot of M8s anyway, so, well, let's get into this. Did you guys see that biplane? Or, sorry, monoplane. But that French, is that a D-10? D-10? I don't know. But look how it disappears when you're about a kilometer away. Can you see it from the zoomed out perspective? Tough to see. I saw that zero dogfight in something. It took me a while to find what it actually was. A biplane. Oh, sorry. A monoplane that essentially flies like a biplane. Trying to get on target, not the easiest thing. We do get it is a crit of the tail. Well, hopefully that gave our Zero enough sauce to... Oh, we got something else to deal with. ME410 zooms in with a lot of energy, but he starts turning immediately. Not the best call in an ME410, but judging from how fast the Mustang can pick up speed, maybe that was his best bet, as he goes for some ground targets, leaving me to spray and pray. It's going to take me a little bit of a while to get a feel for the 50 cals again after flying. You can see I'm overleading a lot here. After flying my German aircraft so much, the Menengeschoss, the German 20mm FFM cannon, is performing so well right now. Sorry, the FFM and also the MK, what is it, 13? Something like that. Anyway, the German cannons are performing so well right now that it kind of makes you miss that ability to reliably one-shot enemy aircraft when you're flying your Americans. But I was also looking at the win rates recently for American aircraft around this battle rating. The Mustangs, the P-47s, they're sitting at upwards of 60, around 70. I think there was a 77% win rate for the 3.7 Cannon Stang. So if you're looking for some very powerful aircraft that tend to be in winning matches, look no further than the Mustang. In all of its forms, it seems to be doing well, and I think there really is something to that. The Mustang is a high performance, high speed beauty. She is still a boom and zoomer, but she is definitely the elegant younger sister of the P-47, the Russian Wunderbaus. I don't know what I was trying to say there, but here you can see the difference. We came in at similar energy states, but the P-47 just can't turn with us at these speeds. You can see upwards of 200 miles per hour. That's where we like to be, and he's got nothing. He could dive, but we'll catch him. He's doing a bit of an awkward rolling scissors, and only my poor familiarity with the 50 cals is keeping him alive at this point. We're able to get on his tail, we're able to stay close to him, and there's nothing he can do, at least not this pilot. Maybe a different P-47 could do better, but I suspect that the Mustang just has it in all categories against the Jug. Now the Jug is going to be able to go a bit faster at max speed, but that's not going to be something you encounter most of the time in either air or ground battles. He's going down. Yeah, he's honestly probably not the best pilot, but he did demonstrate for us how the Mustang can outmaneuver the P-47, so thank you for that. And as I mentioned, this is just another Mustang. There's nothing special about it other than it is the prettiest Mustang. And with that, I guess I've kind of run out of things to say. We have a little bit more match to show here, and you're starting to see my pattern. I'm not a pro with the Mustang. I'm playing this fairly safe, but we go regain our energy after an engagement. We fly toward our airfield in these tank RB matches until we can regain some energy. We get some altitude, we keep our speed up, we perform high speed strafing runs on ground targets and air targets, and we just try not to give the enemy a chance to turn with us. If we know that we have more energy than our opponent and we can make that first turn, and we can even take down things like BF-109, F4s, and G whatevers. But once you're up against an energy fighter, this is typical boom and zoomer talk. But the Mustang does that boom and zoom very well. And we learned to throttle down and pull before we crash into the ground. This has a lot better elevator authority than a Focke-Wulf. It even does a bit better than the P-47. So it's just a little bit more versatile of a fighter in that boom and zoom role than the equivalents you'll see when compared with things like the P-47, even to a certain extent the Focke-Wulf, but the Focke-Wulf doesn't have the max speed to really be a good boom and zoomer. In fact, the Focke-Wulf doesn't have enough things to be really good in a lot of ways. It seems like it's kind of gimped, but with the battle rating reductions that Focke-Wulfs have seen, and their very effective defensive flying capabilities and the cannons that they have, they can make things work. But win rates don't lie, and the Mustangs are doing very well. If you're not familiar with Mustangs, if you haven't flown them a lot, like I haven't, I am much more experienced with the P-47, which I could make work in these situations, but I gotta say, the Mustang is just a little bit quicker to pick up speed, a little bit quicker to pick up altitude, and a little bit better in things like rolling scissors if you need to perform a few quick maneuvers. One thing to mention, as you can see demonstrated here, the roll rate on the Mustang is not the best, just about the same as the P-47, and definitely lower than a Focke-Wulf or even a BF-109, lower than much of the competition you'll see with even some of the Soviet planes having a better roll rate. So that's something to keep in mind. You need to learn where your guns are aiming, learn how to hit people from further out distances, and you are able to spray and pray, so that when you get in close and they start defensive flying, you won't just get outmaneuvered at close ranges. Take your shots from further out, spray, deal damage, make distance from your target, and keep that energy advantage by breaking away and regaining energy. Only engage when you're in a position of advantage, and with the mobility, the power, the ability to generate energy of the Mustang, I think this will be good for you. You probably didn't need to hear that advice. Again, it's just another Mustang, but it is a pretty one. I like the blue tail, I like the green nose, I like the fact that it says Daddy's Girl. I love my girls. I got a toddler, I have a 5-month-old baby, and I have a precious wife. And they're all my girls, so maybe I need 2 more premium aircraft that say Daddy's Girl on them. I think I unlocked the decal. I can slap it on whatever I want. Anyway guys, that just about does it for this one. You can see we're not changing the world with these matches, and I don't think you're going to be able to do that in the Mustang most of the time in ground RB. I suspect it is a very strong vehicle in air RB. In fact, I know it is. I looked at the stats. you're looking at around a 66% win rate, so you're going to win 2/3 of your matches in this Mustang in general, and that's even with people not having the best KD. Mustangs just tend to be in winning matches. Those strong American aces to back you up in a very, very capable aircraft. It's not the most beginner-friendly aircraft, but keep your energy up. And in ARB, that means gaining that altitude advantage and then diving on people. In Tank RB, it means playing defensively, regaining your energy every now and then. Don't just sit and do the yo-yo on those ground targets. Go back and build some energy and listen, look for aircraft. Anyway guys, it pays off well. You can see from this battle that paid us back nicely. We're starting to regain our Silver Lions, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Check out the link to the Discord below in the description under this video. I'd love to see you guys in Discord, and I've seen more faces popping in. Excited to get to know you guys, and like I said, I'll catch you next time. Bye bye.